Hi, and welcome to day 51 of Going from Heavy to Light. This morning when I woke up, it was around just before 7 o'clock, and it's similar to the other day where I was thinking, do I want to stay here in bed, or would I rather get up and get out there and start walking? And I had a limited amount of time. I had to be home by 8:30 this morning. So I decided to go to the track at a local high school. And I love going there. It's usually very quiet, and I just felt like walking and kind of being one with myself with listening to the birds chirp. So when I got to the track and saw that like the entire parking lot just about was full, I was wondering like, okay, what's going on here? Why are there so many people? And it turned out there was a soccer game, and there were also people in the stands. Now, if anyone knows me, I don't like noise at all. I really like quiet. And all I heard while I was there was grunting and cheering and clapping and yelling, and it was just such sensory overload. But I decided to just hang in there. My first inclination, which was my impulse, is, oh, it's too crowded here, it's too noisy. And before I knew it, I was thinking it's too hot, it's humid, I want to get out of here. And I just kept talking to myself saying, what do I love about all this? Because I really deep down wanted to stay, but I also wanted to leave. So what I was realizing that I loved about it is the sweat was just making me realize, like, here I am out in the sun exercising my body, like, good for me, that's so great. And then with the noise that was making me crazy, I said, well, what do I love about that? So I decided, instead of being bothered by it, to embrace it by thinking about when I was younger, like in high school. I was such a natural athlete, and the way these guys were running up and down the field reminded me of how I was on the basketball court, and when I played field hockey, when I played tennis and softball. And I was just always full of exercise, endurance, and I just loved it. So I decided to focus my attention on those things and just kept kind of watching them running and imagining myself having that same experience. So that was really, really good. I was also starving for some reason. I was just so hungry, and that would have been another thing that could have taken me off my game and said, oh, well, why don't I leave early? I'm really hungry. But I didn't want that to be the case either. What I really like doing is noticing the impulse of when I want to stop doing something that may be a little hard, and instead kind of pivoting and thinking about what am I willing to hang in there for a little bit longer, a little bit more of something. And so that's what I did today. There was something else. When I was done, this is really important. While I was there, normally it takes me an hour to walk around the track 12 times. That's 3 miles. And today I just got a little bit more motivated to do some running. And so what I found myself doing is I would walk like 100 or 200 feet, and then I would run 100 or 200 feet. And it just felt great. So when I was done with this, I sat on the bench for a few minutes, and I just felt so alive. This is when I was focusing on the birds. That is what I really wanted to hear to begin with. But I felt alive. My body was working. I was hungry. I was sweating. I was hot. I was, physically charged up. And all of that is so great. And when I compare that to what would have been easier, which would have been to just lay in bed and then eat breakfast at 8 like I normally do, I don't know, wouldn't have been as good. So I just felt like reporting this great morning. Here it is just after 8:30, and my day is, I've already won my day. All right, I hope you guys have a good one.